I just got the Jeep cleaned up, so I figured I'd make a video on how to fit 35-inch tires on a Jeep Cherokee XJ. It's not the easiest thing to do correctly anyway. I mean, you could put big tires on it and they will scrub like no tomorrow, but to do it right, you're going to have to do some fender cutting, cut and fold, and you're going to have to lift it. There's just no way around it. I know a lot of low center gravity guys, they don't lift them very much, but they do have to lift them to be able to utilize the 35 inches like you're supposed to. What I did on the front fender here is factory. There is a lip that comes out right here. What I did, I just cut right along that lip and however far I needed in the back. And I was still having scrubbing issues on the inside when I was turning. So what I did is there's a piece right here that hangs down. It's pinch welds. So what I did is I cut slits in between them, and then I hammered them over with a hammer, and I still had to clearance some more back here at full stuff. I also had to bump stop. You have to bump stop stuff. If not, the tire's still going to come up and hit your fenders. My bump stops is, I have Daystar extended polyurethane bump stops here, and these are actually hockey pucks that I have screwed together, 2 of them. With this setup here, my tire stuff's all the way up till about 3/4 of an inch before it hits this right here, and I can turn just about full radius. I mean, if I go all the way to lock, it'll still scrub. It'll still scrub in some places, but I don't ever turn all the way to full lock. Whenever I got it in a bind anyhow, I try to pick my line before I get there. On the back, it's a little more technical than that. On the back, you just can't cut it. There's some videos on YouTube called cut and fold, and what you do is you take and you cut the lip off that's on here. There's 2 lips actually. I still have the stock one here. You cut this other lip off, and what that'll leave is it'll leave some hanging down, and you have, just like on the front up there, it's all pinch welds. And what you want to do is you want to cut between the pinch welds so your body stays together, and then I bent it over with a pair of pliers and used a rubber mallet and hammered it smooth. And this is going to crack all your paint along here, so you're going to have to body work it to get it looking good. And you can see sometimes my tires still come up and scrub even with the cut and fold in these 35s. There's some videos on how to do the cut and fold, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's not that hard. Anyone with basic hand tools and a cut-off wheel can do it. You'll also have to bump stop the rear. If not, you're going to have an issue with the tire coming up and hitting. I had to add some more bump stop because, I don't know if you can see it, it did scrub some up top there. Mainly more on the back. I need to touch it up with some paint there. On the back bump stops, I have crown extended bump stops bolted in the stock location, and then I welded that there on top of my leaf spring perch so I could bump it out so my tire doesn't come up and hit my fender. Now it's about the same, about 3/4 of an inch away from the fender at full stuff. That's pretty much what you're gonna have to do to run 35s. I have a 5-inch lift on this one. You don't need 5 inches of lift to do it. If you have less lift, you'll have to just run more bump stop, basically. But that's the stuff that I recommend doing to be able to run 35-inch tires on a Jeep XJ. And this is how it sits at 5 inches of lift all the way around. It sits pretty. I like the stance of lower lifts with bigger tires. I just like the way it looks, and to me they function better for going over rocks and steep hill climbs. Your lower center of gravity, you don't have to worry about the Jeep unloading as much. So hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe. And also, I have a good buddy of mine, he does videos. His YouTube page is Rusty411. He has a whole bunch of tips and tricks and stuff on how to trick these things out and make them really useful off-road. All right, thanks for watching.